Let's get started. In this video, you will see how rich people budget in order to gain more money and why you should do the same. Let's see how millionaires and average individuals allocate their income and why it makes all the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about the gap between financial struggle and financial success, it often seems like an unbridgeable divide, one marked by privilege, luck, or secret formulas. But if we look past the myths and focus on patterns, one of the most powerful truths is this: wealth is not just earned, it is allocated. Today, I want to unpack a critical difference in behavior, how millionaires and average individuals tend to allocate their income. The numbers may surprise you, but the principles they represent are even more profound. Now let's look at how rich people budget and how to make money. Before we dive in, do me this one favor. If advertisements should interrupt this video, please do not click off of the advertisements. Please allow them to play through. That's how I get compensated for laboring to put together and bring you this valuable information. Thank you very much for your kind support. Now let's continue. The millionaire budgeting philosophy, a strategy of intentional wealth creation. Let's begin by looking at how many self-made millionaires approach their income. Here's a simplified but enlightening breakdown. Needs, 25%. Wants, 10%. Investing, 65%. At first glance, this may appear extreme. After all, how can someone spend only a quarter of their income on needs, housing, food, transportation, healthcare, and a mere 10% on personal desires and luxuries? The answer lies in one word: discipline. Millionaires, particularly those who built their wealth from modest beginnings, often live far below their means. They resist the trap of lifestyle inflation, the tendency to spend more as one earns more. Instead, they redirect the bulk of their income toward investments, assets that generate income, appreciate in value, and compound over time. Real estate, stocks, businesses, intellectual property. They don't just buy things, they build wealth machines. This is not about frugality for the sake of it. It's about prioritizing freedom over consumption. The millionaire mindset is not about deprivation. It's about delaying gratification to unlock choices, security, and legacy in the future. The average person's budget, a cycle of consumption. Now contrast that with how many average earners distribute their income. Needs, 40%. Wants, 50%. Investing, 5%. Here, the majority of income is consumed, spent on both essential and non-essential items, leaving little room for future-focused wealth building. This pattern isn't necessarily due to irresponsibility or lack of awareness. It's often a result of living paycheck to paycheck, with rising costs of living, stagnant wages, and an environment saturated with marketing that promotes instant gratification. But here's the critical insight. Without investing, there is no wealth building. That 5% allocated to investing, if it even happens, is often too small to produce meaningful growth. And even more concerning, studies suggest that many people invest less than even this modest 5%, or not at all. The key difference: investment as a non-negotiable. So what separates the financially successful from the financially stuck? The core difference is not income, it's allocation. While an average person spends to live, the millionaire invests to grow. The millionaire doesn't just work for money, they make money work for them. That's the defining principle. The average person says, "What can I afford to buy?" The millionaire asks, What can I afford to own that pays me? This distinction creates a compounding advantage over time. Even small investments, consistently made and reinvested, can snowball into life-changing wealth due to the power of compound returns. This is how the wealthy get wealthier, not through luck, but through a mindset rooted in intentional strategy. Context matters. Income levels and realistic goals. Of course, we must acknowledge a crucial reality. Not everyone has the same income level or cost of living. It would be unfair to expect someone barely covering basic needs to invest 65% of their income. This is where context matters. That's why many financial advisors recommend a more accessible model for the average person, known as the 50/30/20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and investing. This is a more attainable starting point for many. But even here, the principle remains. Investing must be a priority, not an afterthought. If you can't invest 20%, start with 10%. If you can't do 10%, start with 1%. The amount matters less than the habit. The most important thing is to begin. A final thought. Change your allocation, change your future. In closing, let me leave you with this. Your income is a tool. Your budget is your blueprint. Your future depends on how you use them. The millionaire's advantage is not just in earning more. It's in thinking differently. They recognize that money is a servant, not a master. And they use it, above all else, to buy time, freedom, and opportunity. So ask yourself, how am I allocating my income? Because ultimately, it's not what you earn, but what you choose to do with it. That determines your financial destiny. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you have received value from this video, please smash the thumbs up button to give us a like. Want to add a comment? Please do so in the comment section below the video. Until next time, please be safe and may God bless your efforts.